Hello, everybody. Welcome to Championship Round 15. Welcome to your footballing weekend, which did start last night in the EFL. Watford won, Bristol City won. I was on a show last night, so I haven't been across that. So if anyone's got any comments on that and can update me on that, which is why my voice is a bit lower and I'm looking a bit tired. I have not had much sleep. You can thank the closure on the M6 that I sat in the wee small hours of this morning for about an hour, twiddling my thumbs. But we are here. Enough of my moaning. I've got it off my chest now. Blackburn versus Derby County. And as I say, yeah, round 15 is the end of this block of fixtures. Remember, we've done 3-game week, 3-game week, 6-game block. We go to international break. So much going on. I know lots of you are going to have views on Rob Edwards, who will not be in the dugout for Middlesbrough today. Middlesbrough playing Birmingham and all sorts going on there. I think we'll probably do a whole 5 minutes or so on that at half time. Okay, so plenty of comments, I'm sure, about Rob Edwards. Plenty of comments on this one. But let's start this off as we normally do. Let's get things going and rolling with the support. Let's go for a like spike. I would love 50 likes on this stream before we get to kick off. That's the normal plan. So if you are here and on Twitter or Facebook or YouTube, hit that thumbs up button. Let's go with a like spike. You've got 11 seconds. Thank you so much for your wonderful support as ever. All I need from you guys is interaction. That is the bare minimum here. Like, comment, subscribe. You can, if you see fit, donate. We have a 5 super chat target going. Hopefully we blitz through that and I don't have to talk about it too much. So do get involved. Remember, here it'll always be free on the watch alongs, but if you can help out, that would be absolutely wonderful. And we should say, before I get into the comments, Blackburn Rovers 150 year. They're having celebration and stuff today, so absolutely incredible. And congratulations to Blackburn fans and this landmark being marked today. Absolutely incredible stuff. I know we go back and forth with clubs, but these are really important institutions that not go just through our lives when you kind of say, oh, they were just always there, but through generations now. Incredible. So congratulations to Blackburn. Absolutely brilliant stuff. Right, let's go into team news for this one. We just quickly rumble through what's going on today. Early's Blackburn Derby, obviously. Hull Pompey, Millwall versus Preston. 3 PMs, Borough Birmingham, which all eyes on the empty dugout there. Norwich Leicester, all eyes on maybe the last game for someone in the dugout there. 2 managers under pressure. Sheffield United QPR. Southampton versus Sheffield Wednesday, another empty dugout. Stoke versus Coventry. Swansea, Ipswich. West Brom, Oxford, Wrexham, Charlton. And that is all she wrote. 11 championship games tomorrow with the one that was played last night. We are all clear and all settled for round 15 and going to the international break. Let's dive in then. Team news. Let me know who you see as the match winners in this one. Who are you looking forward to seeing playing? Here come your lineups. Okay, so we did Blackburn. I can't even remember. Was it last week they played Leicester? It doesn't feel that long ago, but we have done Blackburn very recently. And in the game we did, there was an insanely good save by Toth, the goalkeeper. He's out for this one. Pears in net. I don't know the extent of the injury. If anyone can let me know in the comments. I know he went out of the game in midweek. It's been a very busy week. So FootMob is saying to me, Miller, McLaughlin, Dinev. I don't believe that. I don't see Dinev playing centre-back. They've got Hedges there as a potential wing-back. I reckon that might be a back four. But let's just go with what they've said with Alabioso. They've got Hedges as a wing-back. He might just play, on the left wing, I think, possibly. Gardner, Hickman and Henriksen. And then, it's ambitious, isn't it? That's a proper front three, this. Gudjonsson, Morishita and Ohashi. So always like the cut of Big Val's Jiv. He's always a fun manager to watch. But I think that's either a 4-3-3 or 4-2-3-1. I'd be very surprised if Dinev played centre-back. He just doesn't look like a centre-back to me. So, yeah, if you've got any insight on that, we'll wait for the Sky projection. They're on the ground there, and they've very much got their ears to the ground, haven't they, Sky? On the bench, Mikalski, Pratt, Pickering, Carter, Ribeiro, Forshaw, Montgomery, Tavares, and Gay. Lots of injuries. Tronstad suspended. Kargbo, Toff, Garrett, Berardi, Wharton, and Campbell. I think 3 of those would definitely have been selected had they been fit, injured, and obviously Tronstad in terms of a suspension. For Derby, by the way, both of these sides in really, really good form. Derby could go 5 straight wins. Blackburn could go 4 straight wins. Derby, Zetterstrom in goal is Clark. Sanderson and Langas across the back. Elder and Ward are wing backs. Clark, Ozo midfield with Agyemang, Diaz, and the hot hand is Morris. It does feel like there's plenty of goal scorers on the pitch in this game. Feels like if you read Ruud Hullit's book about the are you a 3 and a 7 or a 7 and a 3, i.e. in terms of who's defending and who's attacking in your 10 outfield players. I don't know whether we're going to get 7 and a 3 from Derby and a 3 and a 7 from Blackburn. We will see, but there's certainly sort of 6 forward players on this pitch that could get goals in this game. But we know if you go solid with the other 7 players that it can be defensive. Also, we had a 0-0 in 0, didn't we, in midweek? Pompey versus... it's been such a long week. Wrexham, hasn't it? Bench for Derby. Vickers, Forsyth, Bart, Blackett, Taylor, Adams, Brewster, Vyman, Jackson and Salverson, who got off the bench and grabbed a goal in midweek. Shall I go to some comments real quick and say hello to Kay and James and Ewan and Kieran. Andy, good afternoon, whoever you support. Well said. Les, Remembrance Sunday, fantastic. Well said, Ewan. Foley I always pronounce that wrong, don't I? Richard, welcome. Penguin. Rob Edwards is a snake. We're going to get plenty of those. Dempsey Doe, I've missed you there. And it's horny to watch Derby. How about that? Easy, Anne, easy. The John Eustace Derby. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that narrative. Thank you as well. We'll talk about Rob Edwards in the middle. Kelly, 4:15. My God, you've had less sleep than me. Deary me. Mind blown. Welcome. I want to say hello to everybody here. Jeff, spike those likes. Caden, welcome with representing Pompey there. Brilliant stuff. Joshua, unbothered about Edwards leaving. Interesting. Phil, welcome. We'll get predictions in a minute. How many managers go in this window? I say. The problem is we've gone mind blown. We've gone a bit early, haven't we? Chalk, so Edwards is doing what anyone would do if an employer offers you more money for the same job. You would take it. Well, it's you think about it, but you wouldn't always just take it. There are other things to optimize for in life rather than just the maximum amount of money, things like family and happiness and long-term plan. But yeah, you'd certainly think about it. I get that argument. Tom, welcome to you. Jay, welcome to you. Right, I must have said hello to everybody here. The Rugby Saundy, welcome to Camp Burgess Derby. You love to see it. Maury Blades, Vogs, going to a game for Sheffield United. Oh dear, look, come on. Ye of little faith, you got this. Kieran, greetings from a Coventry fan. Oh yeah, big game, top of the table. On the way to watch Scarborough versus Curzon. Absolutely tremendous. Right, sorry, I'm rambling here, and we've only got A couple of minutes before we start. Apologies, I've done it again. Sorry, it looks like they're in the midst of the Remembrance tribute. My apologies. I hadn't been looking at the screen over there. So please feel free if you want to put anything up in terms of remembrance. And remember, we've been going... are we doing minutes applause here? We've been going... I don't think we are actually. Beg your pardon. I think they're doing the Piper, the last stand there. Brilliant. Around Remembrance Sunday, it's the closest home game. So we've had a couple of these already. So feel free to get your tributes in for Remembrance. And where do I need to go to next? I need to go to predictions. I'm so not with it, guys. I've not slept much at all. We'll get there. So I need your predictions. Get them in right now. I'll hit the stinger in just a second. Let me just tell you what the poll said. Oh, really mixed. 808 votes on the community tab. 24% draw. 36% Derby win. 40% Blackburn win. So not much in that at all. 4% between Blackburn winning and Derby winning. 76% of people think we will get a definitive result in this one. Get your predictions in. You don't have to be funny. You don't have to be clever. Just tell me what the score is. Right, keep those predictions coming. As always, I'll let it roll a little longer. Let's say thank you to the wonderful, fabulous, brilliant people up in Manchester at Betfred who help us out with our watch-alongs here. I will be doing my end of the bargain, appearing on the Sportsman Untitled podcast for Betfred. I think it's Monday back after international break, possibly. What's the date today? 8th, 9th, 10th. Yeah, like the 24th, I think I'm next on. Something like that. 24th, 25th, can't remember what the actual date will be. But yeah, big thank you to the Betfred bunch up there. Okay, predictions. What we got? Nil effing nil. Get it in there. Derby 1-0. Desmond. Rovers 3-2. Rovers 3-1. 1-0 Rovers. 3-2, but I don't know which way. 3-2 to Derby. Give me these 3-2s after that nil effing nil the other day. Rovers 2-1. Desmond. 2-1 Derby. 3-0 Rovers. 2-1 Rovers, 1-1. Give us some goals after famous last words there. Give us some goals after Wednesday night's antics or lack of between Pompey and Wrexham. And I think with very little sleep and skill or attention, I've got us to kick off, and I've done all my little bits and bobs. So here we go. Blackburn Rovers, Derby County, round 15, Saturday earlies, about to get going. Enjoy it, because we're going to international break number 3 of the season after this one. Just waiting for the word go from the. We all know it's the Sky TV producer that calls when we're gonna kick this one off. Poor players have been waiting for forever and a day to take the kick off. Come on. He's lined them up too early, hasn't he? We're padding for time. And after all that, they've fudged the kick off. Pathetic start to this game. Oh dear. Who was it? Is that Matt Clark going to bomb forward who ran too early? We ever going to kick this game off? Come on. Here we go. Right. Finally, I think we're good to go. Ridiculous start there, wasn't it? I think, get my clock lined up. Derby knocking it forward long. So here's Denev and Hedges both over in that corner. We'll see how they actually end up lining up. Little bit of confusion from my point of view in terms of that Blackburn left-hand side, but all will be revealed as we go. Aguiman chasing into the box. One for him to get hold of early. Here's Morris, who's on red-hot form for Derby. Ozo. Ward up the line. And that is turned over to Blackburn. Going to have a throw in the left back area. Afternoon, Peter. How do you mess a kick up that bad? It was pathetic, wasn't it, Jay? Come on. I hope that's not a sign of things to come. Ewan, if Norwich lose to Leicester, will Liam Manning be sacked? Surely. Surely. Don't want to see anyone lose their job, but you can't lose every single football match when you're a manager of a team and keep your job. That's not how it works, is it? Clark goes home to Zetterstrom. Derby with the ball in the early exchanges here. Morrison climbing. Morrison on the deck. And he's staying there. Hopefully he's okay. Did I say Morrison? I meant Morris. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, we have a 5 Super Chat target. If you want to get involved, that would be a lovely help out. Be the first up there. Foul on halfway. Callum Elder. Brought down by Alabioso. Clumsy, if anything. Alabioso was really good, wasn't he, in that game we did against for Blackburn against Leicester. Got a deserved assist in the second half of that. Clark leaves the free kick to Elder. Think they're going to get this one forward and into the box. Remember our earlies today, Hull Pompey, Millwall Preston. They're fullness. They've gone short. Diaz swings it in. Not a great ball. Remember, lots and lots of links in terms of ex-Rovers players. Brereton Diaz, a very good one as well. He was superb for Blackburn, wasn't he? Speaking of which, Blackburn can't get hold of the ball. Ozo. Elder. It's gone back to Clark. Go on, James. We're off and running. That is 1 of 5 on the Super Chats. Thank you so much, James. Very, very kind. 4 to go. Muchly appreciated. Can you buy me some sleep? Yeah? I like Derby's club badge. Bring back the basics. It's not fun when you're putting it in thumbnails and stuff on YouTube, but yeah. Was Graham Souness manager or player at Blackburn? Yeah, he's manager. Good manager, actually, for Blackburn, wasn't he? Souness took them up from the second tier and really established them well back in the Premier League. He did try at one point to put Dwight York and Andy Cole together up front for Blackburn. One of the most famous and formidable strike partners in the history of the Premier League. He might have even brought Two-Guy to Blackburn, who's someone I talk about as genuinely one of the best midfielders I think I've ever seen play in terms of performance-wise. What a player he was, Two-Guy. My God. Absolute Mickey taker of a footballer. Ozo, Clark. Derby definitely on top in the first 5 in this one. Although the territory hasn't shifted massively towards the Blackburn, defensive third. Possession and kind of feeling of pressure has been in terms of Derby. Wycombe 1, Leyton Orient 0 in League 1. Mike Duff's Wycombe lead. 2 games in League 1. Early, Northampton, Mansfield, Wycombe, Orient. In the Premier League, you got Spurs and Manchester United as well. Let us know if you're watching any of those games. Keep us updated. All boxed up. Welcome. Has Russell Martin been snapped up yet? Has Brendan Rodgers been snapped up yet? I suspect the respective agents of those two gentlemen will be rather busy at the moment, won't they? Southampton job's up. The Wolves job is kind of up, but it might be the Middlesbrough job that's coming up. The Norwich job might be coming up. All clubs that have been recently in the Premier League, all really good jobs that lots of football managers are going to want to interview for. Zetterstrom goes long. Blackburn really still can't get hold of the ball. Derby in control. 88% possession in the first few minutes of this one. No shots yet. But John Eustace will be pleased with how his side have started and played the first 5-6 minutes of this. So welcome Dylan, welcome everybody in the chat. Plenty of you here. Make sure you've hit thumbs up. Keep the comments going. Clark shepherds that back to Zetterstrom, who sticks his foot through it. Morris looked like he had a little shove in the back there. He's a wily old school forward, Morris, isn't he? Goes out and has a battle with the centre backs. Oh dear. I think Ozo's just tweaked something. Ow. Oh, bless him. I think he might be done. Just pulled up. Looks like his left thigh, which if it's his quad, is going to be really painful. Ouch. Oh, you can see in his face, he feels it. Groin, quad, maybe. My spidey senses say he's getting substituted. Ugh. Ouchie. Sophie. Nice to catch you live. I'm a Stoke supporter. Very excited for later. Yeah, brilliant game at the top of the table. Coventry versus Stoke. That rare beast, first against second. Stoke can't go top, but they can make a big statement. Coventry can go clear. Plus, you got the Mark Robbins wrinkle. Ibu Adams is going to come on. Poor old Ozo. Hope he's not torn anything there, and that's just some kind of tweak. As I say, groin or his quad was where he was feeling. Ugh. Ouch. Dave, don't know about aspiring to manage Wolves. Well, fair comment. Yeah, fair comment. Ozo's still down. I really hope he hasn't torn that. Painful. He's still down injured, so I'll do more comments. Stoke are flying at the moment. Yeah, brilliant, aren't they? Superb Stoke. TM, on a scale of 1 to 10, being most confident. How confident? Oh, great question. Do I want to say 7 or 6? Can I go 6.5? I'm 6.5 confident. I don't trust Ipswich, but they've got really good players and a good manager. Not Ozo getting injured again. Yeah, he has very much got injured. The good news is he's walking off the pitch. If he'd torn his quad, he's been stretchered off. So I think he's probably just tweaked it, but he'll know his body, and if he's felt it, he is going. He's going to struggle. Get him off the pitch, yeah? Right, corner. That was the one thing about Ozo's injury. As he pulled up, he gave a corner away. But Zetterstrom has caught that. Out of the Borough, Graham. Ben, is handsome Rob Edwards going to keep Wolves up? I don't know. Who would you get in at Borough? Well, I'm very interested in the names there of Brendan Rodgers and Russ Martin, who are available, ready to come in. Ben, why and when do they change the ball from white to yellow? I don't know, Kelly, exactly when, whether there's a specific date. Maybe it's when the clocks go back. We go to our yellow winter ball. But you see, Kelly is a show-off out there in California, where it's sunny all the time, right? You never need a yellow ball out in California. Here's Agyemang into the box, tries to work it onto his right foot. Come to Britain for the winter, Kelly. We got a culture shock. My God. Morris up on the back post. Can't direct the header well. Shepherd. Derby playing well. They are playing well here. We got another super chat. Legend. All boxed up. I think super chat the other day as well. So thank you so much for your continued support. Keep up with the good work. Thank you. We are 2 super chats for 5, and then I'll shut up about them. Very, very kind. Indeed. All boxed up. And was it James for the other one? Yeah, thank you. Both. Leighton Orient have got a penalty. If Leicester don't win today, I'm going to go nuts. Don't do that, Phil. It's not worth it. Mowbray makes most sense. Well, you know me. I can't give an objective opinion on Tony Mowbray because I'm an Ipswich fan. I love the bloke. I think Middlesbrough fans love him just as much, but he has tried and kind of failed up there before, hasn't he, Mogger? But I'm sure he'd be popular if he was brought back. Hedges. Morishita. Going to try and travel. Clark. Wins a throw in. Blackburn coming into it a little bit. In anticipation of snow. Kelly, I love my country, but we wilt in the face of snow here in England. We just cancel everything. Oh my God, it's going to snow in 3 days' time. Close everything now. I was in Germany once in the snow. Nobody was bothered. Everything just continued as completely normal, but there you go. As I say, love my country. We're not very good with the snow. Oh, that's turned over and Morris has grabbed it. 3-on-3. Morris slides it through. Big chance now. Oh, Brereton Diaz was in. He was knocked off balance and it's gone wide. And would you believe Ebu Adams has gone down? I can't believe this. David Ozo has already gone out of the game injured. I think that's an impact one. I think he might get up from that. Does Diaz... Oh no, bless him. Diaz completely fell over as he hit that. Ooh, ouch. I think he's caught his heel, has he? Or the side of his ankle? Terrible finish by Diaz. Who knows the route to goal up that end of the pitch. Isaac, lowest I've felt as a Saints fan. We are awful. And the managers we've looked at, I'm not inspired. Come on. You got this, Isaac. They're going to make a great hire, right? If Birmingham win against Millwall, do you think the playoffs are possible? Absolutely, Tom. Yeah, absolutely. Big surprises this season. Stoke Borough, Millwall. Refreshing compared to the dominance last season. Well, I agree with that, yeah. Graham thought Mowbray did okay with his first manager spell. Okay, well, fair enough. I'll bow to your superior knowledge, Graham, on the borough. Oh, Gardner Hickman went in the book, 5th yellow, so he's going to have a suspension now when we come back from the international break, an extended break for Gardner Hickman, and yeah, Blackburn, as we say, injury-wise, not the best at the moment with Wharton. Would you have Tronstad suspended, Campwell, etc., etc. Back it goes. Sanderson, Clark. PDX Geek, $5 on the super chat. Thank you so much. I owe you an apology, much to my chagrin. Your Wrexham Pompey 0-0 prediction was spot on. What do I say in this moment, PDX Geek? A stopped clock is right twice a day, in fact. But thank you very much for the super chat. I can show you behind the fourth wall here. when we are making the predictions with Sam, it looks a little something like that. Oh, look, there's round 14, and there is, you see it there, 0-0, correct, on Portsmouth versus Wrexham. And look, we had to give Wrexham a public apology. That's what that circle means. But yeah, all fun and games on the predictions. Speaking of Pompey, goal for Pompey and a goal for Preston as well. It's all going on. Actually, you got lucky with Corrington. Nah, that was complete skill. Thank you, Ash. Terry Devlin with the goal for Pompey. Hull 0, Pompey 1. Smudger Michael Smith, I think, has scored for Preston. Is that right? Someone said up here, Brendan. Yeah. No, if I get a prediction right with a 98th minute goal, that's just pure skill. Thank you for the super chats, by the way. We are 3 from 5. I can't see. Do you write effing? No, but I very much say it. So we got goals in 2 of the earlies now. Hull 0, Pompey 1. Oh, we're going to see it picture in picture. Millwall in possession. Oh, horrible back pass. He doesn't even have to take it round the keeper. And Smith, it's a good finish, actually. Horrible goal from a Millwall point of view. Big goal for Preston. Preston are so good, aren't they? Clark going down the right wins himself a corner. Live league table, guys. Preston are second. Wow. I know that will possibly change later vis-a-vis Stoke or Middlesbrough. Preston second in the table going into international break 3 is on. Fair play, Preston. So good. Corner derby. In comes the cross, left-footed. All glanced into the back of the net, and talk about a hot streak. He's done it again. I think Carlton Morris cannot stop scoring. I think he scored from set plays in each of these games as well. He's glanced at him beautifully. So good in the air, in such incredible form. And it is Blackburn 0, Derby 1. Morris does it again. Outstanding stuff. Beautiful corner by Elder. It's a great header, isn't it? He's coming away from goal. Oh, it's absolutely brilliant from Morris. He makes the run outside of the 6-yard box. You literally couldn't have executed that any better. Coming away from goal, glances it right into the corner. I know people kind of sneer at set pieces. That's a superb goal by Morris, and he is in absolute white-hot form, isn't he? Blackburn 0, Derby 1. And not only have we got goals in all 3 of the earlies within 20 minutes here, they've all gone to the away teams. Blackburn 0, Derby 1, Hull 0, Pompey 1, Millwall 0, Preston 1. And yeah, Morris. So I think even just this week has he scored 5 goals? Absolutely sensational form from Morris. He didn't score against Norwich. So in his last 3 games going into today, he'd scored 5 goals. He now scored 6 goals in 4 games, Carlton Morris. And yeah, 5 in a week for Morris, 6 in sort of 10 days. Brilliant from the Derby striker. And whoever Derby's set play coach is, they are nailing it at the moment. Blackburn 0, Derby 1. Derby on for a 5th straight victory. Aguimang into the box for County again. They've won another corner. And they look good, don't they? Derby. What do the comments say? I go for 5 minutes and I miss 3 goals. It's your fault, Sean. Preston in 2nd, Derby in 8th. What a header that is. It's an absolutely beautiful goal, that, isn't it? Championship goal scorers for Derby. Morris has got 10 and 9 players have got 1 goal. He scored 10 times more goals than anybody else in the squad. In comes the corner. It gets another good one. Great defensive header. By the way, I think it's McLaughlin back on the goal line. Deserved goal that for Derby. Been on top in this one. Yeah, I'd agree. So yeah, it'll be 5 wins in a row for County. They'll go to 8. Remember, we do have, obviously, 8 more games at 3 p.m, don't we? Where overtakes can happen. Deneuve swings that in right-footed from the left. And Derby clear their lines. And Blackburn, well, they've offered nothing, have they? No shots at the moment, 41% possession. You would imagine they're going to have a period now. Game state will just drop Derby off a couple of metres, sit behind the ball a little bit. Nice sturdy sort of 5-4-1 shape without the ball. Derby. I think we're going to see the Pompey goal here. Ooh, big deflection on that. Devlin from the edge of the box. Half volleys it, hits it nice and early, deflects. Goes to the keeper's left. Stitches him up a little bit. What did I predict for the QPR game? I've got no idea. Who are they playing? What day is it? I predicted 1-0 United and Sam predicted 2-0. So public apology coming for QPR if they go there and get the win. All long thrown from Blackburn. Came off a Derby head by way of the flick on. Oh, big header by Morris there. Nearly gets Diaz through. It's back with Pears in goal for Rovers. Sky are a minute behind me, giving you all of those stats I just gave you to say that, Blackburn need to start playing now as we're midway through this first half. When you reach my age and you have a late night, my God, I just feel like hungover the next day. Give me my sleep. Down the left goes Deneuve. Tries to get the crossover. Blocked out by Ward. For a throw-in, I think. Don't think they went out for a corner. It's a corner. Comes in right-footed. Derby get first contact. Deneuve recycle. I'm going to be able to stick this back in the box. Morishita is going to try and run Elder. He's got a good scene in the box, but he fancies a dribble. Does he win a corner? No, he doesn't. Bounces back from Elder back on to Morishita. And wins the goal kick. Lovely goal that by Morris. Really well worked set play. Really well executed header. Look at that, glanced right into the corner. Can't do anything about that. Morris looking pretty happy. And here he is again, down the left. But Aguimang has been whistled for a foul on Lewis Miller, who has very helpfully bleached his hair blonde, which means I can tell him a mile off when we're trying to do this watch along. Get yourself a Red Bull. Hilariously, Phil, Sophie, who's in our show, her husband has links with Red Bull, and they have as much Red Bull as you can literally store in your house. So I had a free Red Bull, but she only lets me have one per night. She polices my Red Bull intake. But yeah, I could probably do one now. Diag by Blackburn right to left there just runs out. It's going to be a Derby throw-in. Be interesting to see what the way Derby play this now, because they've come away from home, really gone for it in the first 20 minutes or so. And it's almost like, well, do you risk keeping that pace and intensity up and trying to get 2 goals up? Do you sit in for a bit and try and defend your lead? What's the right thing to do? Don't want to run out of gas. Can't win the game in the first half. Hedges. Am I a coffee drinker, Kieran? Massively this morning. I've had 3. I'm getting one at half time as well. I don't care. I can try and persuade my missus to have a takeaway tonight as well. Happy, happy days. Miller. Unforced error there. Slides that up the line. He's really disappointed in that pass. And so is Big Val. Oh, God. God, if you ever see a manager give a player a look, the way Big Val looked at Lewis Miller there was absolutely tremendous. Can someone gift that out? Blackburn Derby, 27 minutes. Unbelievable. Michael, have we got a Hull equaliser? Hull 1, Pompey 1 at the MKM. Sanderson heads that back. Loads going on in the earlies here. Obviously, Morris scored in this one. Smith capitalising on a dodgy back pass down at the Den. Gives Preston the lead. Preston are currently second in the live league table. We need to get Ben HD back in so he can gloat about Preston being brilliant. They could get overtaken this afternoon, but drink it in. Well played, Heckingbottom. I'm pretty sure I had Preston to get relegated in my pre-season picks. They have been superb. Morishita crosses that back stick. Ahashi hits the deck. And, yeah, it's a bit limp from Ahashi there. He's trying to get a penalty off Langas, isn't he? Bit lame. Nice and busy from Morishita. It's not a bad cross, actually. Just tries to shape that in there. But Langas is just way too strong for Ohashi. And he tells him what he thinks about him hitting the deck there. Morishita is picking up some good positions and going on the dribble. Hedges gets inside this time. Oh, Clark, look out. Handball shout there. Oh, nice little one around the corner from Denev. Langas boots that away. Blackburn coming a bit stronger now, aren't they? Richard, legend. I'm interested to see how Cam Burgess gets on against his old teammates. Yeah, you're right. Is he actually going to play against any of his old teammates? Leif Davis is not fit. He actually might not. George Hurst, I guess. Agimang. You try and travel left. Good powerful run in. Miller slides in, gets that one right. Maybe Big Val's not going to be glaring at him quite so much. Although Miller's not happy with how Agimang was allowed to get a free run at him there. Hedges comes in off the left. Wins the free kick. Bobby Clark disagrees. And referee Kirk wants that one pulled back. Taking it too quickly. Nah, never a handball by Clark. In fact, I think he gets his arm out the way, doesn't he? That touch the arm? It's his leg, doesn't it? Not for me, Clive. We've got a super chat in here. Let's pop that up. The Birchwood Vampire. Thoughts on Nighthead. Finally, buying the 51% of shares of Birmingham they were yet to own yesterday. Kind of an inevitability, really. Don't think it changes things massively in terms of plans, and I'm sure this has been in the offing there. We know what their ownership brings, don't we? Sports quarter announcement was earlier in the week, so yeah, all good stuff. More of the same for Birmingham. Ouch. Clash of heads there. Miller and Morris. Look like a painful one, that one. Thank you for the super chat, though. Exciting for Birmingham fans, as everything tends to be. Official statement by Borough. If anyone can copy and paste that in here, that would be lovely. We'll talk about that bit at half time. Ooh, interesting. Aguimang released down the left. Knocked back. Ooh, cross goes over. It's missed on the near post. Diaz was arriving on the far post. Try and do some Googling of this Borough statement if that's happening right now. I'm sure their website will be nicely jammed up. Throw in Blackburn, left back position. Middlesbrough website. Tottenham 0. Manchester United 1, for those of you who like that sort of thing in the Premier League. Club statement, Rob Edwards. Oh, have I just missed the Hull goal in the picture-in-picture? That's annoying. Subject to completion of an agreement with Wolverhampton Wanderers. We'll do this at half-time. 85 Ash in charge today for Borough's game against Birmingham. Yeah, thanks, Isaac. We'll get across that at half-time and talk properly about Rob Edwards. Zetterstrom has it at the back. Possession last 10 minutes, say Sky. 65% Blackburn. We said the game state would flip around, didn't we? Langas boots that one long. Easy gather for Pairs. Miller. Brian and Burmo. Crikey. Rumours flying. Alex Neil is top choice. That'd have to be another defection, wouldn't it? Alex Neil doing well at Millwall at the moment. Wow. Alabiisu crosses that in low. Clearance by Ibu Adams. Corner for Blackburn, who are nicely on top now. But Derby are managed by John Eustace and are good at defending. And are happy not to have the ball. By the way, thank you to James, all boxed up, PDX Geek, and the Birchwood Vampire for our 4 super chats. We need one more. Only one more, and then we've hit the target. So thank you, everybody. Oh, corner to the edge of the box. That's set up. I was going to say it set up nicely for Morishita, but it actually didn't. Because it's one of those where you want it to it pinged right up in the air, and he kind of has to wait a little bit to hit the volley. Kind of want to be running straight onto that. Yeah, you can see the problem with it. Just gets underneath it. There's the great Colin Hendry. What a player he was for Blackburn. My God. 400 appearances as well. Kevin Gallagher up there. Millwall 1. Preston 1. We have an equaliser at the Den for Millwall. So enjoy this while it lasts. The live table, Preston fans. Every second. It's about to change. Guys, some great thoughts coming in on Wolves and Borough. We'll do a little bit at half time, so hold your thoughts and copy and paste them back in. I'd love to talk about it a little bit more at half time. Ward, 5 out of 5. Liam, you absolute bloody hero. Liam, thank you for your support all season and last. $1.99 on the super chat. We are there. 5 out of 5. No more super chats required. Thank you all for your support. Really, really appreciate it. Liam, and good luck. Awful mistake from Iverson. Iverson dropped a clanger. Ouch. Completely misses the ball. Alabioso down the right. All good tackle. Elder. He's having a good game, isn't he? Got the assist for the goal. Rich, as a fan of a parachute team, biggest belief that one season where everyone else is having the better of it. Yeah, right. Good point. They're letting off-field drama disrupt it. I suppose the higher-ups at Borough would argue that they made a good hire that's working and he wants out. Throws into opponent's box. Oh, I love this stat. Milan van Erik the most this season. Svante Ingelsson. Lewis Miller is third. Will Volks. He's got a hell of a throw, hasn't he? They get it clear, though. Derby trying to break away. Miller's got it back over on the right. Feeds it down the line looking for Morishita. Ball's gone dead. Blackburn throw, right hand side. Miller rocking the early Slim Shady Eminem bleached hair look. Hi, my name is Chicka Slim Shady. Ball's back on halfway with McLaughlin. Derby just sitting in for now. And it's a corner to Blackburn. It's going to come in from Taylor, Gardner, Hickman. Ooh, nicely delivered in near post. Good defending by Derby. Morris and Ward over there. Excuse me, we go straight over to the other side. Really good delivery. Yeah, Ward does well, doesn't he? And to be fair, Adams on the far post. I didn't see that. Got a little touch as well. After the flick on, Miller's going to hurl this one in. God, we haven't mentioned Good Johnson the entire game. Has he had a touch? Forgot he was even playing. Camera just went tight on him. Miller has it knocked off his toes by Clark. Another throw in, come in. And another one. Stuck in the corner over there, throwing after throwing at the moment. Here comes Miller. Terrible throw. Oh, they got the flick though. Gardner Hickman puts it in towards the penalty spot. Clark just boots it up in the air. Carlton Morris wins his 9,000th header of the season. And Matt Clark Knocks it back to Elder, and Derby finally clear their lines. Right, I think I'm going to get to see this Millwall goal now. Oh, no. Oh, I do not believe it. Iverson has just completely missed his kick and then fallen over to leave an open goal for Ivanovic. Oh, yuck, yuck, yuck. If you thought the mistake for the Preston goal was bad in that game, wait until you see the Millwall goal, man. Oh, shot driven in from distance. Gardner Hickman. Didn't have power on it, did he? Long, long way out. With that amount of power, it needs to be right in the top corner, doesn't it? Keeper didn't look troubled. More down the middle. It's swerving, I guess. But, yeah. The way these keepers are tested, you got to hit it harder than that. Oh, I'm so sorry. I just accidentally deleted a comment there. I clicked on the 3 dots and I was trying to bring it up. I think Alex's comment was it as bad as the Pear's own goal a couple of seasons ago? I'm sorry about that. It was a complete accident. Yes, is the answer. Oh, Aguiman bustling into the box. Is that going to break for Elder? Throw in Derby down the left. God, talk about ball in play in this one. There's literally been probably 10 long throws in the last 5 minutes. I'm exaggerating. You know me. Oh, lovely cross. Aguiman wins the header straight down the throat of Pears. Didn't quite have the prowess that Morris did for the goal earlier. Nice cross, nice header. Shot on target, I guess. Quieting down in that regard since the goal. There you go. I'm not going to delete that one. Apologies. Iverson mistake reminds me of Braveheart. Simon a Vine. God, remember Vine. What about that? One day when you say finally, I can't do the people's eyebrow. No, I can't. I do not have independent control, which for a piano player, where I've got very good independent control of not even just my hands, but individual fingers on said hands. Strange I can't control my eyebrows. Surely you can learn how to do it, can't you? Have Hull gone 2-1 up? Wow. Hull from behind within the first half. Impressive. Hull 2-1. Let me know the goal score if you got that in the chat. Oh, here comes Morris. Oh, nice play. Knocks that back to Ward. Crossing position. Ward. Tees up the ball. Aguiman. Oh, Derby. That is superb. Brilliant goal. They are old school Derby. They're on a winning streak. They cross it into the box. And they are scoring headers out of the you-know-what at the moment. It's another superb goal. Absolutely bullets that header in. Morris did really well in the corner. He got it out of his feet. He quickly knocked it back. Before Ward crossed that, he knew exactly what he was going to do. Just set it and cross it. Whoop. Nice ball by Morris. There you go. Ward swings the cross over, and he's bullied Alabioso on the back post there, Aguiman. Just bullets it into the net. Superb from Derby. Look at that. You ain't saving that, are you? And Blackburn have played well since the goal, but Derby have killed them there with that one. And they are on for 5 wins in a row. Oh, excellent goal again from Derby. Blackburn 0, Derby 2. Might have killed that one already before we've even reached half time. Excellent from Derby, who are nailing this away performance. Went out strong. Well, let's save this for the halftime review. But yeah, excellent from Derby. It's ninth where they lay in the table now. I think it was eighth early. Maybe Hull going from behind to in front has rearranged that league table. But let's be honest, from a Derby point of view, you don't really care what anyone else is doing at the moment. You're about to get win number 5 in a row. Just look after yourself and you are going to shoot up that table. And that is what Derby are doing right now. Tremendous. King of the headers today. 5th in the table, Hull at the moment. The Rams are back in town, aren't they? Hey? 9th in the table. 5th straight win. That's obviously a live league table. Will be prone to an overtake later on. I don't know how much stoppage time we're getting. Sky haven't got the plus whatever up the top there. But we are 90 seconds into however much. So surely it's only 2 or 3 at the most, isn't it? Hedges. Morishita has won the corner. Was it 3? Thank you, Jay. Here comes the corner from Gardner Hickman. Headed clear. Denev helps it on Albioso. Morishita tries to pop the cross in. Adams with the block. Throw in. Is Miller going to go over and hurl this one in? Yep. He's trekking over. Last chance of the half is going to be a long throw. No, it's not. He's taking it short, Miller. It's always a good tactic, isn't it? When everyone is setting up, takes a few steps back, and then you just throw it into someone short for a surprise cross. And Derby clear their lines here. Ooh, Adams dived in a little bit there inside the box. Nothing doing. Goal kick. That'll do. It's only 5 seconds of remaining minimum stoppage time. No way. Is it 2-2? Pompey have equalised. 4 goals in the first half at MKM. And it's also half time here. All going off in the earlies. Millwall 1, Preston 1. A couple of mistakes in that. 4 goals at Hull Pompey is crazy. 2-2 at half time. This is Blackburn 0. Derby 2. It's seriously, Terry Devlin scored twice in one game from fullbacks. I don't believe it. This is a brilliant performance from Derby, isn't it? They've nailed this. They came out really strong, you know, getting amongst it, pressing high, running all over Blackburn for the first 20 minutes. Scored a really, really good set piece where Morris actually runs backwards out of the 6-yard box. Elder whips it in and Morris just like arrows the header into the far corner for his 6th goal in the past 4 games, his 10th of the season. And then Blackburn came strong. Derby sat and it worked absolutely fine, didn't it? And then right at the end of the half, nice little breakaway down the right-hand side. Morris holds it up, shifts it to Ward. Ward sticks the cross into the back stick. And you've got that great situation when you're playing a 3 up front and you've got big guys wide. If they can get on top of the opposition's fullback, which is what Agyemang did, or the wingback Alabioso, he just bullied him on the back stick and he powered that header in, didn't he, Agyemang? This is a great away performance. It's just a great performance from Derby. The stats, look at that. They've given up 0.04 XG in that half, Derby, and scored 2 goals. And they've got a nice style, haven't they, Derby, in terms of the crosses and the set plays. The attacking defensive balance looks far better than it has. And that's why they're in such great form, Derby, aren't they? And this is going to be win number 5 in a row as things stand. Okay. We interrupt this watch along to talk to you about the latest with Rob Edwards and the Wolves job. And the plot is thickening literally as we're sat here. Round 15 is live. Obviously, it started last night. And we're into the early games now. And we've had this official statement from Middlesbrough now. Obviously, this all started rumbling, didn't it? We had Vitor Pereira, the Wolves manager. Wolves parted company with him after the last round of Premier League games. Then there was a heavy move on Gary O'Neill in the betting markets. And then the information we kind of got was that Gary O'Neill ruled himself out of it. Then all of a sudden, you have Middlesbrough kind of pointing their attention at Rob Edwards. And I saw the, was it the presser for the midweek game? Possibly. I have to watch a lot of press conferences just when I'm editing and stuff. And Rob Edwards was very clearly asked about the Wolves job, and he kind of gave, the sort of non-answer. The basic wording was, I'm the Middlesbrough manager, I'm concentrating on managing Middlesbrough. He didn't at any point say, either I'm staying at Middlesbrough or I'm not interested in the Wolves job should I get approached about it. Then, I think this is Thursday, possibly. Forgive me if I got my timeline wrong. It's been a 3-game week, been all over the place. Then we get the idea. I think was it John Percy he's like the go-to guy in the Championship. Is he Daily Mail, John Percy, or Telegraph or something like that? He gets stuff leaked to him a lot, doesn't he, from agents and clubs, Percy. Fair play, he's very well connected. He's normally right. I'll give him that. And it's this weird statement that Rob Edwards would, quote, be interested in talking to Wolves about the job. Or Wolves would be interested in talking to Rob Edwards. And you kind of get this idea that the agents are putting it out there that, if we can do this, we will do this. And, maybe both parties want it to happen. Then you get Middlesbrough going on the defensive and saying, no, we're not going to give him permission to talk. Then we had yesterday, so Friday, the actual pre-match presser for Middlesbrough versus Birmingham, which is literally happening in 1.5 hours. And Rob Edwards is pulled from the presser. And everyone's like, oh, what's going on here? Because you could send Adi Vivash out, couldn't you, for him to do it and say, oh, Edwards is in a bad headspace or whatever, and all he's going to get asked about is the Wolves job, blah, blah, blah. But to completely just not have the presser said, oh, we're scrambling here, it looks like he probably wants out. So then we get to Saturday, and it leaked on Twitter then this morning that Edwards is not going to be in the dugout for Middlesbrough Birmingham. And then 24 minutes ago, so 1 p.m, so that's obviously scheduled, so they obviously knew this was happening through the morning. We get this. Middlesbrough Football Club have, subject to the completion of agreement with Wolverhampton Wanderers, given head coach Rob Edwards permission to speak to Wolves. We initially rejected an approach from Wolves on the basis that Rob signed a 3-year deal with Middlesbrough less than 6 months ago. Following discussions with Rob, we were disappointed to learn that he wanted to speak with Wolves regarding their head coach vacancy. We have now agreed terms with Wolves, subject to completion of the relevant paperwork. Wow. So it's not just he's going to speak to them. The deal's done, basically. If they can dot I's and cross T's, Edwards is going to Wolves. First team coaches Adi Vivash, Harry Watlin and academy manager Craig Liddell will take charge of team affairs for Saturday's game. Again, I reiterate, this game is happening in 1.5 hours' time. So it's terrible preparation for Middlesbrough for this one. So that is the situation. And I mean, I'm sure I'm trying to keep up with the comments while we're live. They're all appearing up on the screen as we go. How do you feel about this one? Because I can sense that the views we're going to get the "it's his club" argument. He's from that part of the world, Rob Edwards. He played lots of games for Wolves, and there might be an argument that it'd be like me being offered the Ipswich Town job. You know, if that's your thing, that's your dream, wherever you are, whatever job you're in, if that job comes up and the time is right, you're going to go and you're going to do it. I can see a lot of people are going to call Rob Edwards disloyal and that he's not treated Steve Gibson very well here and Middlesbrough on the basis that Rob Edwards got relegated from the Premier League with Luton and then had a terrible time with Luton last season. And I agree with George Ellicks from Not the Top 20. We had him on the channel, did an interview, and he said, well, Ben, the thing is, people write off managers very, very quickly. That Rob Edwards did a great job at Forest Green, you know, in and out at Watford as quickly as tends to happen at Watford. Then he took what Nathan Jones had built and got Luton over the line and promoted in the Premier League. Didn't disgrace themselves in the Premier League. So effectively, he's had a bad 6 months as a manager. And he's still young and there's still plenty of years in the tank. Maybe plenty of skill there. But it does still take a club, you know, like Middlesbrough, who are always challenging in the Championship. Steve Gibson always backs the managers. They always go for it. They tend to be, if not challenging for the playoffs, at least in the top half. And, you know, if you've just been out of work and you had a really crappy time, and by the way, the club you leave goes on to do a double relegation and now is in League One, it's good that you get a chance. So I'm going to get the loyalty arguments, and I kind of understand them. So we had a comment earlier in the stream saying, oh, you would do the same if you got offered more money or whatever. I don't actually agree with that. I think it's a very one-dimensional look at life, that your job is completely defined by how much money you earn. It really is not. I know a lot of people look at jobs, and I remember talking to a friend of ours, and she was talking about her brother looking for jobs, and all she was saying is, oh, this one's this much money, this one's this much money. And I actually said, stop, hang on a minute. Right, where's the job? What are the people like? How's that going to work for you time-wise? What's the commute like? Where are you going to live? How's that going to work for your family? Are you going to have to move, etc., etc.? There is far more to a job. And I know football management's different than most of the jobs you or I or the people in the comments do. But there's more to a job than just the money, which does actually buy into the "it's his club" thing. Because, you know, if you're, for example, living up in the northeast of England, and you moved away from your family maybe, and you've got a chance to go back and re-establish roots in the place or the, you know, kind of rough area where you worked previously and maybe where you grew up, that you might really, really, really want to do that. So I can see all sides of this. I think Steve Gibson, and I get the statement says we're really disappointed given he just signed a 3-year contract. I think both things can be true, that you can be upset that you've given somebody a chance to get back in after a really bad time last season, and, you know, they're throwing it straight back. Is it the case that the only job he would have done this for is the Wolves job? We'll never know. You'll never know, will you, that if, I don't know, pick another Premier League, a Crystal Palace job comes up, if Glasner goes on and does a bigger job, would he have taken the Palace job? And this is the other thing. We just have to say the respective positions of the two clubs. That Middlesbrough are up in the top 4 in the Championship and Wolves are down at the bottom. So there's every chance Wolves could be relegated. And Rob Edwards could be relegated from the Premier League again. What I will say is his timing is spot on because Borough are trending down. They've not, well, I think they've won like 2 games in 6 or 7, and they are trending down off a really good start. Yes, only down as far as 4th. Yes, Borough could still get promoted this season. Yes, somebody else could get Borough promoted, and you could have the, complete craziness. And this happened to Rob Edwards before, where he went out of Watford, then went to Luton, and then Luton got promoted in the same season. You could literally have, he goes out from Middlesbrough to Wolves, Wolves get relegated and Borough get promoted, depending on who they get in. So it's an absolutely fascinating one. I can see all of your comments coming up there. There you go. There's one about John Eustace, where everyone said, "You're mad, Eustace. Blackburn are here in the table. Derby are here." But, as I say, sometimes there's more to it in terms of people's families and people's lives and what they actually want outside of a football league table and money. There are other things in lives to consider. However, I get it that as football fans, you look at the league tables, don't you? You look at it and think, what's the best position you can be in a manager, and where can you work? Last thing I'll say is the guys saying in the chat, the names being linked again are like Alex Neil, people mentioning Mark Robbins and whatnot there, which would be, more managers in high-powered positions in the Championship right at the moment. If it is the likes of Mark Robbins and Alex Neil being linked, they're currently 2nd and 5th, whilst Middlesbrough are 4th. So, yeah, looks like Rob Edwards is going to be the Wolves manager, and people are going to say I'm going to sit on the fence with my conclusion, but this is genuinely how I feel. I genuinely get it, that if that is your gig, if that is your club, if I don't know what his family arrangements are, who's living where, etc., with children, if that is the dream gig, you take it. But I also get you'd be really, really peeved if you'd given the guy a chance back in, given him a 3-year contract, and he's going to welch and run straight away. So that is my take on Rob Edwards' seemingly imminent move to Wolves. And yes, we could end the season with Rob Edwards back in the Championship. But if it's his dream gig, then who am I, or who are you, to say, well, he can't do that. But you can certainly be annoyed if you're a Middlesbrough fan, or indeed Steve Gibson. The managerial merry-go-round rolls on. There you go. Gary O'Neill to you can link them all together. We're going to stop because we've got to get back in to Blackburn versus Derby. And that means I haven't had a break at half-time. I wanted to grab myself another coffee. It is Blackburn 0, Derby 2. Sorry, there's loads of comments there coming up, but I babbled for 10 minutes, didn't I, on that. But we'll clip that one up and stick that up as a separate video after this game is completed. I'll get my head back in the game here. Blackburn 0, Derby 2. Derby headed for a 5th straight victory. Is that Scott Wharton in a moon boot there? Ouch. Blackburn fans. Not really going to be wanting to see him in that for too long. Injured centre-back. Morris is chasing down up the top there. We'll reset properly in a second. Get my head in the game here after talking about Rob Edwards. Right. I think we got a substitution, didn't we? Did Rich tell me? There you go. Thank you. Gardner Hickman out. Montgomery on. Gardner Hickman was on a yellow, wasn't he? For that tackle on Ewood Adams. And a foul on Morris, who is the dictionary definition of a handful. at the moment. Scoring goals, working centre halves. Right, let me reset the teams here. Blackburn, Pears, Miller, McLaughlin, Hedges, Deneve, Alabioso, Henriksen, now partnered by Montgomery, Morishita, Gudjonsson, Ohashi. Can really do with getting Gudjonsson in the game. He's barely had a kick, has he? Derby, Zetterstrom, Langas, Sanderson, Clark, Ward, Elder. Both those wing-backs have got assists in this game. Brilliant. Clark, Ozo, Diaz, Aguimang, Morris, and it's a free kick. To Derby, which is hoiked forward, looking for Clark. Comes off Diaz, going to be a Blackburn throw-in. Wonder if I can move the clock midstream. I'm just figuring it might be better up there, mightn't it? This feels dangerous. Should we try and do it? Whoop. Update layout. There we go. Ben in technology win. A rarity. Watch my computer fall over now, hey? Ohashi, Alabioso pops that across the box. Ooh, offside flag has gone up. Yeah, he's miles off, isn't he? Two arriving on the back stick there as well. Blackburn really, really need to score this next goal. I mean, I suppose it doesn't matter when they score it, because you know what happens to the game state when a game goes from 2-0 back to 2-1. Nerves kick in. It's knocked forward into the box. Morris up challenging Pears. He wants a corner. Pears probably wants a foul. Is there a foul here? Like a fair challenge, didn't it? Both players, eyes on the ball. We move on. Goal kick. Alabioso has been Rovers' best player this season. He's really, really good last couple of times I've seen him. He did get bullied a bit by Aguimang for that goal, but that doesn't negate the point that he's been a really good signing and looks a very solid wing back. A bit of creative recruitment there. Scotland, was he? Alabioso? I think he might have come through at Arsenal possibly, so good calibre, if I'm right about that. $50 gone, 2-0 Derby. Morris, good hold. Elder down the line. Heavy touch there, which didn't help. Blackburn clearing their lines. Adams has got it for Derby. Has that one gone out? No. Elder. That one has, surely. Yeah, throw in Blackburn. Right hand side. Miller. Easy win for Derby. Knocked back to Zetterstrom, who goes long. The way this is settling looks quite good for Derby. If it's just a 50-50 game here, they're going to win it, aren't they? I think Rovers need to force the issue somewhat. Maybe from the bench, but we'll see. Montgomery, nice touch. Alabioso, Montgomery, McLaughlin, Hedges. Hedges pings it in the channel. They've won it actually. Ahashi. Denev tries to cross it in. It's going to be a corner for a Blackburn. Why are they trending down, Ben? A decent manager could get... Oh, mate, I'm just giving you the stats. The points and the wins are trending downward. They are trending down mathematically, not an opinion. And yeah, of course a good manager could get promoted. But they are trending down. Alabioso heads it on. A swing and a miss by Ahashi. Couple of players mark and he goes for the left foot volley and he smacks it high wide and not very handsome. Looks like they are prepping something on the Blackburn bench there. I think we may get a substitution or two pretty soon from Big Val. Long goal kick. Morris wins it yet again in the air. Head tennis. Aguiman. Ooh, horrible slice by Miller. Keeper should be able to pick that one up. It's never a back pass. Always going to get players' appeal. But as I always say, never trust anybody in a football stadium appealing for a decision. They're often lying. Or hoping. Alabioso down the right. Montgomery. Fed left to Hedges. Denev. Pull on the shirt there. No foul given. Miller. Derby sat behind the ball here. Always claim everything. Well, exactly. And if you're claiming everything, you're not telling the truth a lot of the time. Alabioso. Aguiman can't get it away. Nicely kept alive there by McLaughlin. Blackburn working very hard to get the sum total of nowhere there. When is the next international break coming after this one? I mean, we get a break from the Championship for FA Cup third round week, which will be like 10th of January, I think, something around there. But it's not really a break. I think next international break is March, possibly. Long old run through, put it that way. Oh, that's clipped in nicely for Ohashi. Can't quite bring it down. Good defending by Elder, breathing down his neck. Battled back by Henriksen in central midfield, and then he releases it and gives it straight back to Derby. Morten Gamst Pedersen. So many great names from Blackburn are in the stand today for the 150 years celebrations. Here's another one. Ball's back to Pears. Morris couldn't control it up top. Montgomery. Alabioso. I suspect Derby will be pretty happy with this. Blackburn are moving the ball, but not really having any chances. They've made 0.03 XG off 66% possession. Derby will take that for the next 12 minutes of this half, and then we're into 20 to go position. There is Tony Mowbray, who's been trending somewhat on Twitter today, particularly with that Middlesbrough job about to come up. Brad Friedel, I haven't seen him. Alan Shearer, there you go. There is probably the greatest of those names at Blackburn. There you go. There's an Ipswich 11. Is it good enough to beat Swansea? Get your 11s in. Should be out about now, shouldn't they? McLaughlin. Hedges. Miller. They're trying to get Montgomery on the ball like as a playmaker. Miller literally stepped up from centre-back to, try and make a space for him further back. They've worked it quite well though, Blackburn. Alabioso down the right. Sanderson makes the block. Out it goes for a throw-in. But John Eustace, you know what he's going to be saying. It's like, stay in shape. Don't let them round the sides or the back of you. You're not going to concede, is probably the feeling, given how Blackburn have attacked in this game, i.e. not jolly effectively yet. Foul by Morris, yeah. He's always in the thick of it, isn't he? Quickly taken. Miller out to Alabioso. Blackburn have loads of possession in this half. They're going to get goals from it, though. Already up at, 70% now. Big Val and Dean Whitehead really need to figure some kind of tweaks here. Unless they feel that they can play through around Derby. Tottenham 1, Man United 1 is a goal in the Premier League. Spurs scoring. Elsewhere, don't think any second half goals in the earlies in the Championship. Hull 2, Pompey 2, Millwall 1, Preston 1. One in the channel for Aguimang to chase off his line. Pears does well. Back it comes. Oh, beg your pardon. Goal disallowed. Tottenham have not scored against Manchester United. V, A and R possibly getting involved in that. Hedges and Diaz going down, holding various bits of their anatomy. Big Val, one good job. Never cut it anywhere else. Have a look at where West Brom were when Big Val left there. He weren't in the worst position in the world. I thought he was doing all right at Watford, actually. But there you go. Maybe owners agree with you there in the chat. Else they would have kept him, wouldn't they, Miller, Alabioso. I mean, this pattern is not going to make the greatest spectacle for this half. But if you're a Derby fan, you'll like it. Because it's Derby defending and Blackburn not being able to play through them. Which will lead us right up the garden path to a 2-0 Derby win. Although Blackburn have got themselves a corner. But Derby are very big. And strong. Cross goes in. They're going to recycle on the far side. And it's going to end up with yet another long throw-in from Miller. Alabioso, Miller. Comes inside. Oh, nice back heel. Nice play. Oh, he's nearly got it back on the return there. Morishita tried to play Miller in. Would have been a hell of a bit of play by centre-back there. Little back heel, run into the box off a give and go. Just needed to then dink it to the far post for one of his teammates to head in. Oh, into the box is Ohashi. Sanderson slides in. Was he given a penalty? Interesting. It's a penalty to Blackburn. My first look at that wasn't a foul. But let's have a look at the replay. Oh no, he's got that right, the ref. Yeah, Ohashi's got in there first. Good decision actually, isn't it? Yeah, it's a pen. Yeah. Fair call. I watched the ball and I thought as Sanderson slid across there and nicked the ball away and, fair tackle. But no, I think the ref's got that right. I think that is a penalty, isn't it? And we got a whole kerfuffle here on the penalty spot. Langas is bitching and moaning. They're not going to change the decision, so he's just trying to put off whoever's going to be the taker here. Morishita is trying to talk Langas down. Ohashi's got the ball. Is he spotting it for himself or for somebody else? Langas won't shut up or get out of the penalty box. Looks like Ohashi's spotting it for himself. Zetterstrom is standing outside the goal trying to delay things further. And this is going to end with a penalty to Blackburn. I said they created not very much. But they made a pretty... Well, you don't get much bigger chance than a free shot from goal. From 12 yards. And that's what we are about to get. Yuki Ohashi from the penalty spot versus Zetterstrom. Here he comes. Little shimmy in the run-up. Sticks it straight down the middle and scores. And it is Blackburn 1, Derby 2. It's been good this game, hasn't it? And not great news if you're a Derby fan, but for the narrative of the game, as I said probably 5 minutes ago, the game state swings when a 2-0 goes to a 2-1. Does that make Derby more nervous? Probably. Does that make Blackburn more confident? Probably. throw in Derby. I think it was the right call on the penalty. When you're looking at it from distance, you just see the player slide in and the ball kind of go that direction. But once they showed the replays and kind of the view the refs got, he did protect the ball just, didn't he? Hashi. They're still chatting about it, him and Sanderson up the other end. And yeah, he just does slide through and foul him, doesn't he? In comes a long throw from Derby from Elder. It's going to be a corner to the Rams. Which Ward's going to take. Vyman and Brewster are going to come into the game from Derby. So it's not Big Val looking for a sub now. He's got his goal to change things up a little bit. It's Derby responding to the goal. Here comes Ward with the corner right. Footed. Headed out. And Blackburn trying to chase it down. Adams goes all the way back to Zetterstrom. Morishita is furious with that foul there, but the yellow card is going to come out for Clark. He's carried the ball well today, Morishita, hasn't he? Good dribbler. It's going to be a free kick to Blackburn. Which Dinev is going to swing over with the left foot. In it comes. Header away. But we know that's going to be another Blackburn long throw. Oh no, you can't take that from there. Come on, they're taking a mickey here, Rovers. Literally went out right on the corner flag. Trying to take it from at least 5-10 metres away. And it's going in the box, isn't it? Coming up 20 remaining in this one. Miller throws it in. Big header clear by Morris. Knocked back into McLaughlin. Morishita. Alabioso down the right. You get it in? Yeah. Got under. I don't know what he's trying to do with that cross there. Kind of spooned it right up in the air. It looks like he's trying to dig it out. Drop it in on the back stick. Ended up just hanging it high and over everybody's head. We're about to get that double sub now. For Derby. So it's going to be Agyemang and Diaz out for Brewster and Vyman. And so Eustace just very clearly swapping his two kind of wide forwards. Bringing two new fresh pairs of legs. I know Vyman's not the electric pace he used to have when he was younger, but they'll be put on there to run, won't they? And offer something going in that direction, but for the pressing game as well, they'll try and try and lead from the front in that regard. Those two wide players, probably the pressing triggers for the whole team, aren't they? Blackburn 1, Derby 2. It's Hull 2, Portsmouth 2 at the MKM. And Millwall 1, Preston 1 in the other earlies today in round 15. International break 3 is about to start tomorrow. Get some points on the board today, right? Ward turns that round the corner. Clark. Morris inside the box goes down. Ref completely unmoved there. I'll plead the 5th. My first instinct is no penalty. But it was inside the box. And there was some contact. Which doesn't mean it was a foul. But I'll wait for the replay. First instinct is right call again by the ref. Morris is looking for it, but I'll see if I'm wrong on the replay. Well, it's all opinion, isn't it? Subjective on fouls, hey? Ooh. Adams nearly losing his bearings inside his own box with Ahashi breathing down his neck. Right, here's the penalty call. The camera's going to pick it up. No, I don't think it's a foul. There's contact between the kind of torsos of both players, but it doesn't mean it's foul. You can touch each other on a football pitch and it not be a foul. Morris hitting the deck as soon as he feels the contact. Again, not the same as it being a foul. Move on. And here come Blackburn down, Derby down the left. Elder. Oh, lovely cross by Elder. Oh, it's a huge chance. It's a big miss. And when I say big miss, he's offside. Spared blushes there for Ewood Adams, who got into the box. Yeah, it's the right call. He is offside. But, whoop, completely missed his kick when he should have been striking through that and putting Derby 3-1 up if he was onside. Which he wasn't. Keep comments coming. Hopefully the clock should be okay, Dave, or Paramount watchers. They always mess with it in the second half, don't they? You line it up perfectly at the start and it says something different, and then when you took your eyes off it, they tweak it again. Coming up 75 minutes. 15 to go. Big Val and Blackburn still haven't moved from the bench, really, have they? It's just Montgomery, the sub at half-time. Eustace and Derby have, with Vyman and Brewster coming on in the front wide-ish positions. Blackburn with the momentum. Does that make them more likely to score the 4th goal in this game? Yeah. Does that mean they're going to? Dunno. Derby are good in terms of solidity and shape. How many long throw-ins has Lewis Miller taken today? 13, I reckon. I don't know where I find that stat. He's taken it short, actually, and then crossed it in. Derby clear their lines. One of those diving headers that's about an inch off the floor. Pears comes all the way out of his goal, knocks it to Montgomery, who is like the definition of a deep-lying central midfielder because he's last man. Well, outfield player. You know the deal. Oh. A horrific unforced error there. Just completely passes the ball out of play under no pressure whatsoever there. And here comes the play from Big Val. Maktar Gay and Adam Forshaw are going to come in. I've got to say, Good Johnson has been completely anonymous in this game. He scored twice when we did Blackburn Leicester. Yeah, 13 touches in the game in 77 minutes. Not the one, is it? Lewis, predictions for Blues Borough. My prediction is Rob Edwards will not be there. What did I go for? I think I went for Birmingham, actually. Yeah, I went 2-1. Sam went 2-2. So no one on Borough. Yeah, double sub imminent. Derby are looking at a 5th straight win if they hang on to this. And it is very much hanging on. They're sitting and inviting pressure. And a header at goal by Ohashi. You can get any power on that whatsoever. Zetterstrom viewing that as an opportunity to dive down and hang on to the ball and kill a few seconds. They're quite hot on that now, refs, but in that situation, you get away with it, don't you? If you dive in to save a shot, as opposed to just catching a ball and falling on your stomach, Jordan Pickford style. Ref contact with the ball there, so we're going to get a bounce in Blackburn's favour. Do we get the substitution as well? I think we do. Morishita is coming out, I guess, for Gay. And Henriksen, yeah, for Forshaw. Interesting sub, being Forshaw would like to do the job that Montgomery's doing at the moment. I'm guessing he will, and Montgomery will move slightly further forward. I think the ref's going to give the uncontested bounce to Miller, and he's just going to boot it into the channel. Yeah, here we go. Lovely. Big climb by Langas, wins that in the air. And we are pretty much 10 to go. Denev takes the throw to Forshaw. No pressure on the ball. Derby are in proper low block now for the last 10 minutes of this one. Have Hull taken the lead? That says Hull 3. Does that mean we're about to get a Hull goal? Crossed in, looking for Good Johnson. It's gone all the way over to Alabioso. Give and go. Good defending by Elder. Corner. Blackburn. In it goes. Headed clear on the near post. Forshaw for the recycle. Denev, good feet. Hedges sticks it up back post. Little foot dangled at it. Managed to keep it alive. Blackburn still on the ball. Forshaw, got to keep the pressure on. Got a Derby player down, playing everybody on side as well. Moving on the keeper. And ball shout there against Elder. It's going to be a corner. McLaughlin appealing for a handball against Elder. He's outside the box. So it wouldn't have been a penalty. Possibly could have been a handball. That definitely hits his arm. Is it in an unnatural position? Trumps whether it's deliberate or not. You've seen them given, haven't you? Wouldn't have been a penalty though. Looked like he was outside. But I do think the Blackburn fans and players appealing for that had a point. Gelhardt again, is it? He's hot and Hull are hot. 3-2 Hull. They're going to be 5th in the table. Ooh. Corner goes right the way across. Good Johnson on the back stick. Couldn't get a head on it. And we're going to restart. I think Tottenham have actually equalised against Man United now. I know they had one disallowed a short wee while ago. Alabioso clears his lines. Gay gets a first touch, heads it up in the air, and then wins the second ball himself. Tremendous. Brewster versus Hedges in the corner. Brewster does well. It's a Derby throw-in, and they'll be pleased that little period has ended. That's a nice goal by Gelhardt. We've just seen picture in picture there. Touch, little lift over the keeper. He's in great form. Gelhardt. We've got 5 in 6 or 5 in 7 or something like that. Goals flowing nicely. Alabioso, good chasing down by Morris. Leads by example for Derby. Wears captain's armband. Scores all the goals. Runs around a lot. How about that? Ooh, bounces off Langas's knee there. He didn't want to do that and concedes a corner. And having said, got the pressure relieved. You know what set plays are like. Gives an inflated sense of pressure, doesn't it? Even if you're heading them clear, you know, the game stops, everybody moves forward, you can't get out of your box. Although they have won the first contact, and Clark, well, he won it, but then he couldn't quite sort his feet out to play Elder away. And Blackburn on the ball again. Montgomery. Miller, great ball. Ooh, nice little head down. Alabioso. Really good football by Blackburn, that. Direct, but quite clever, wasn't it? It's the header by Ahashi to put Alabioso in the crossing position. It was smart. Denev swings it in. Headed away. And here comes another long throw-in from Lewis Miller. Less than 5 to go, plus stoppage time. 2-1 Derby. In it goes. Ooh. And they're going to clear their lines. Clark there again. He's trying to sweep everything up and not quite winning the ball the last couple of phases, Clark. Miller crosses in. Ahashi tries to control it. Zetterstrom dives on the ball. And Derby have possession, which is something they've not had much of in the second half. 74% possession to Blackburn. Although that's booted away and Brewster nearly gets in. Miller gets caught by Adams. Who gets a yellow card. But I'm sure Eustace would take a couple more yellow cards to stop attacks, slow the game down, keep that Blackburn number at 1, which would mean a 5th straight win for Derby. It's Millwall 1, Preston 1, no goals in the second half there. Hull 3, Pompey 2. And we are watching Blackburn 1, Derby 2. Set play headed away. Recycle is on. Denev goes in low. Poor cross. Now, why did Zetterstrom try and play that? I think that cross is just going to go into the side netting, isn't it? But he took it over the line himself and conceded a corner. Unless the cross deflected, and I didn't see that. I don't know why he's playing that ball. Must have deflected. Must have. 12 corners to 3 for Blackburn. And Derby head it clear again. They'll look upon it as a good defensive performance. But you've got to say, for the 12 corners conceded, they've only conceded 2 shots on target. And obviously, the XG is 1.01, but the goal was from a penalty, which is 0.77 or whatever the number. What number do we even have for a penalty nowadays? 0.79 on FootMob. How about that? 79% of penalties go in, apparently. For sure. Lifted it in. Langas headed it away. Langas is sat down on his backside. We're going to get a double sub. Danny Bart and Salverson, the striker, are going to come in. It's more size as well. I think Danny Bart's another former Blackburn player as well. So many in the Derby squad. In comes the restart, headed out by Clark. Is that going to go out for a corner? Looks as though it is. Tottenham 2, Man United 1 in the 91st minute. Michael Duff could be waking Wickham up. They were beating Orient last time I looked. In goes the corner from Blackburn, headed goalwards. Easy save. Was that Good Johnson's? He finally had a shot. Yeah. Derby clear their lines, and they've got it up the pitch for once in this last sort of 20-25 minutes. Little feed up the line. They're out on their feet now, Derby. They just need to get to the end of the game without conceding, don't they? And they will have won 5 in a row, and at close of play in the earlies, they will be 9th, although they are prone to an overtake from a couple of teams. I'm guessing Carlton Morris is about to be named man of the match, if we're seeing replays and stuff, or... Oh no, he's been substituted. Salverson's going to play stoppage time. So is Danny Bart. Carlton Morris has scored 6 goals in 4 games. Danny Bart's coming in as well. A bit of size and experience to see out stoppage time for Derby. Who else came out? Ward. So wing back out. Another centre back in. He's just getting defenders in the game and, as I say, size and experience. Out of interest, have you ever done a complete round of correct results? What predictions? Have you ever done a 12-fold bet, Humble Chops? I think the odds are normally about 20,000 to 1 to get that. So no, it won't be any surprise to tell you, no, I have never. I think I might have got like 6 or 7 outcomes out of 12 before. But no, not 12 out of 12. Four minutes of stoppage time. We are nearly 2 minutes into that 4 minutes. Blackburn still pushing. Derby still defending. Remember, both sides on winning streaks going into this. Blackburn with 3, Derby with 4. As things stand, it's going to be an end of Blackburn's win streak, and Derby's is going to go up to 5 consecutive wins if they can hang on for another 90 seconds or so. And they've won the ball back and they've cleared their lines to nobody in particular. So I'm sure it's coming back, but it's a brief 10 seconds of respite. Salverson with a foul. Oh, calm down. Montgomery then shoves him. Are both players getting booked here? Salverson's been booked for the foul. I wonder if Montgomery will get booked for the shove. Just lost his head there for a second. Don't think he did get booked. We'll find out. They went to the replay. Restart then for Ainsley Pears. We are into the final minute of minimum stoppage time. Set play goes forward. Gay's got it. Who's that to? Nobody in particular. And it's going to be a goal kick for Blackburn. Derby. Wake up, Ben. And that's probably going to be about it, isn't it? If they can get it up the pitch. Kill 30 seconds. It's a win for Derby. Five seconds of minimum stoppage time to go. Oh, it's not a good goal kick. It's straight to Gay. It's the worst place he could have put that. Gay into the box. Oh, they've just crowded him out. What an ending that would have been. Oh, and now we might get a third Derby goal. Salverson is in 1v1 and has missed it. Oh, my goodness me. Yeah, Brewster up alongside him. His blush is spared by the fact that the final whistle has immediately got an absolute blockbuster end to the game, where we virtually had 2 1v1s in the 4th minute of stoppage time. And it is Blackburn 1, Derby 2. Derby have won 5 games in a row and stormed up the table. They are currently 9th at the end of the earlies here in round 15 on Saturday. Hull 3, Pompey 2 and Millwall 1, Preston 2 is the other one. We go to 8 games at 3 p.m. Good win for Derby. Came out really, really strongly. Got the first goal through Carlton Morris. Blackburn pushed for the second half of the first half. And then Derby nicked another goal. Played the first half beautifully to get 2-0 up. Agimang headed in at the back stick. Both of Derby's wing-backs crossing for assists in this game. Very good in the penalty box in the air. Derby scoring twice in the first half. The second half was pretty much attack versus defence, wasn't it, as a game state? 74% possession, 5 shots to 1. But Derby saw it out. They conceded a penalty, which Ohashi scored, and couldn't get the equalising goal on their 150th celebration, 150-year celebration day. So, yeah, good game. Interesting watch. 3 goals. Derby kind of nailed it in the first half to win the game. Morris is the hot hand. He's got 10 goals. Now he's just having a laugh with Salverson. He went clean through for the last kick of the game. Should have made it 3-1, but came up short. The Derby players are having a good laugh and a joke about it, and celebrating with their fans a 5th straight victory. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you to our super chatters. James, all boxed up, PDX Geek, the Birchwood Vampire, and Liam. Thanks so much. We hit our 5 super chat target. I will be back with the hot takes tomorrow morning. I need a rest. I haven't had much sleep, but we got through 2.25 hours of watch long as ever. Thank you so much. If you say nice things, if you say thank you, we'll click them all up in the outro screen. Enjoy the 3 p.m.s, and I'll see you in the morning for the EFL Championship hot takes for round 15. Drink it in, because we are going to international break number 3. Congratulations, 5th win in a row for Derby. It was Blackburn 1, Derby County